Today I want to show you this little thing. It's a tiny SSD drive with a bracket that can be directly connected to the USB-C port and mounted to the side of the GH6. And I think it's a very interesting design, but it's not without its flaws yet. Let's talk about it. So about a month ago, I saw this thing in some Facebook group. I immediately thought it was a really interesting product for use with the SSD recording option with the GH6, because it would make a setup with an SSD drive really compact. So I contacted the guy to see if I could try this product out. Turns out it is a very small company developing innovative camera accessories such as this SSD caddy. So he sent me one for a small fee and I had to buy a drive for it myself, which I did. It uses an NVMe PCIe M2 drive. I got the 512 gigabit version, which makes for a really tiny package when mounted into the housing. And it works, but it's not the right drive. We'll get to that later. I think the design and build quality of this thing is excellent for what it is. It's fully metal and the bracket fits really nicely onto the side of the GH6. It has a screw that goes into the screw hole close to the USB-C port to properly secure the whole bracket, which can be done with the built-in Allen key that comes with it. The caddy with the drive has a very satisfying, reassuring click when you put it into the bracket. I have no worries about it coming out while handling the camera. The bracket also has pass-through for the fan exhaust of the GH6, so no concerns about heat dissipation either, which is already not an issue with the GH6, and even less so because recording to SSD doesn't heat up the camera as much compared with recording internally to SD or CF Express. When you're done recording, you can just take it out of its bracket and put it into your computer and edit straight off of this drive. In my testing, this worked absolutely fine. However, one thing to note about this particular drive is that I found out I should have bought at least the 1 terabyte version. The 512 gigabyte version that I got is a bit too slow, and the 1 terabyte version is significantly faster. I tested different resolutions, frame rates and codecs, and this is what I found. Basically, the only modes it could record in until the drive was full were 4K 25p 10-bit 422 in all-I, 4K 50p 10-bit 422 long GOP, and C4K up to 50p in ProRes 422. But I think it's possible to record every mode with the 1 terabyte version of this drive, which is, as I said, significantly faster than the one I have. The big downside of this setup and design currently is that it blocks all the other ports on the side of the camera. The HDMI port, mic port and the headphone port. And that's a shame. But as far as I understand from talking to the guy who designed it, he is working on a new version that has pass-through for at least one of the other ports. But this design can still be very useful as is. For example, if you record your audio separately, use timecode to sync it in post, and you don't need an external monitor, this is great for a compact setup. Another use case could be shooting B-roll. Usually, you don't need to record any audio with your B-roll, so the blocked ports aren't really an issue. And a use case I can also see it work really well for is photography. You can put in a 2 terabyte drive and you don't have to worry about filling up your cards. Personally, I find that the bracket also makes it even nicer to hold the camera. It's sort of an extra grip on the left side. All in all, I think this first design isn't quite there yet, but it is a very innovative product. And I can't wait to see what better and other designs they are going to develop in the future. There's a link to this SSD bracket in the description if you want to check it out and support the developer. Let me know what you think about this tiny little SSD solution. I hope this video was helpful. If so, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and maybe hit that notification bell. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching. Blah, 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 blah. This is a great...